Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown, episode number 161. And today we have a very exciting episode because it's all AEW talk. And anytime it's nothing but AEW talk, it's always exciting. I always notice, too, if I'm with this crew, it's always exciting because that means we only talk about positive things when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah, not the bullshit.
Yeah.
Typically,
But yeah, I'm the Four Horsemen Aftermatch Wrestling Predictions Heavyweight Champion, Owen the Birdman Finch. And let's have the other champion introduce himself since he's the champion this show.
I am the Rundown and WIW World Heavyweight Champion. I am the Executioner, Michael X.
All right, let's have the other co-host that's been on the show since like the beginning introduce himself.
My name's James the He-Man Hebert, and I like nachos.
Apparently. Do they actually have the nacho taste, or are you actually dipping it?
Well, they're authentic. Well, I don't know if they're authentic, but they're like
tortilla chips.
Restaurant. Yeah, they're like tortilla chip nachos, but like they're made in a restaurant.
Well, that's good. At least it's not shit. All right, now let's have the other Mike introduce himself, even though I kind of did it for him.
I am the Lionheart, Mike Nikos.
And obviously, there's only one person that has to introduce himself, unless, someone just floats into the episode out of nowhere.
Hi, I'm Casper. Hi, I'm the Final Solution.
I am the Wrestling Encyclopedia, Casey Gallagher, and I am the champion of sad geeks who don't leave their house.
Are you ever going to lose that title? Because that's a title it doesn't sound like you want to win.
Actually, Casey, that's a lie because you've left your house many times. And we are witness to this.
For you guys, rare is the occasion where I leave my house for anybody else.
Well, when you leave your house for your job, and you leave your house for if you need to do something for your mom. I was also witness to this.
Certainly not by personal choice.
And you leave your house to come hang out at my crib?
That's only because you're kind enough to invite me. I don't know why.
Yeah. And it's spacious.
It is.
But yeah,
I think the entirety of immigration down there.
What happened?
With that
I
said,
said my basement's so huge you can fit the entirety of immigration down there.
Whoa.
I think he's coming back on his laptop, so we won't start the review right away because we want to wait for Casey when he gets back here. So, we're just gonna wait.
I have we can do this whole thing. What is everybody's excitement level going into this AEW pay-per-view?
We'll start with Mike since he's the rundown champion.
I gotta say, I'm like at a 50-50
really?
because that opener's kind of a mood killer, personally.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like relatively high. That's why I'm putting myself at a 50-50 because if I feel like I go any lower, it's ridiculous. I'd rather put myself in a nice even playing field like I do at every pay-per-view. I never get overexcited for pay-per-view. I like to keep myself mellowed out so that way I'm not expecting too much, and what does happen, at least it's something interesting.
Maybe we should all have your mindset because maybe that's why the main roster disappoints everyone.
Generally disappointing.
No matter how low you set your
expectations. We do the whole thing where we don't get overly excited for the main roster, and then it somehow makes us even more pissed off because it still somehow was worse for our expectations.
Yeah. All right, what about you, James? What's your excitement level?
My excitement level going into this Fight for the Fallen show is an 8.
Yeah. Mine's an 8.5. Just one, I want to be different from James, so we got to have that.
I see.
Yeah. But I'm also very excited. If you ever want, what really levels my excitement is when I watch the Road to on the Nightmare Families channel, because those are awesome. Yeah. Those really excite me for this show. And when you just watch them all the day before the pay-per-view, it really helps. Because I always wait.
Yeah, I highly recommend for you guys to subscribe to Nightmare Family because it actually hypes up the pay-per-view really well. So, Nico, whenever you get a chance.
I think they're good at the job. They're competent.
Yeah.
This is important.
Honestly,
I'll say about it. The Nightmare Family YouTube channel, keep in mind, this is without TV, mind you, has built up their pay-per-view so much better than WWE does on their weekly television program for Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Like, the difference with how they build up their pay-per-views like night and day, and currently they only have YouTube to do it.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
And being in the elite, because they do it somewhat on there too.
Yeah, very true.
Well, the big difference between AEW and WWE, AEW actually gets out among their market and gets the word of mouth out that way.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm just excited to have a somewhat viable alternative to the media monopoly that has been WWE for the past 25 years.
You
Well, like
wouldn't know they're a media monopoly with the way
I
they
would
produce
I would not call WWE a monopoly. I would say, if you're going to say anything, mainstream wrestling. They have been controlling the mainstream wrestling market for 25 plus years, and now they're getting to the point of, oh fuck, somebody else just might come in and just wipe us out now. Because
mainstream my ass. They haven't been mainstream since 2011, dude.
Well, even then, it's like, okay, take the 2011 thing. They were still relevant from 1990 fucking 6 or 1997 all the way up to 2011.
To a point, they were still losing viewers.
Yeah, they were losing
by
viewers.
year.
Any show that goes on for a long ass time.
Well, what's Michael Nico's excitement level going into this show?
I will have to give this an 8. Some matches will be a little bit poor, but I think that's just based on some of the gimmicks of the characters. But the rest, I really hope it will be hype till the end. So yeah,
there's really only 2 or 3 matches on this entire card that I could give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Every other match I'm pretty friggin' hyped for.
But before we even get to like the preview and predictions, we have another fish we have to fry. We have to review.
Yes, we have to review Fyter Fest.
I know, yeah. It seems like we're kind of going backwards, but it's only because we were waiting for Casey to get back on here, so that's why we couldn't just have dead air for like 3 hours. So
I'm going to simplify Fyter Fest in just a couple simplistic sentences, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Ready? Incredible opener.
Are we talking about the pre-show as well?
Yeah, I'm talking about the pre-show as well. I'm going to talk about the whole fucking thing. I'm going to simplify it in a couple sentences. Incredible looking stage design. One of the funniest jokes, if you understand what it's a reference to. Fucking opening match is still incredible because it's a fucking triple threat tag team match, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Second match, who gives a fuck?
Second match, who gives a fuck? There's fucking
a third match, other than Mr. Libido, who gives a fuck?
Cares. And let's be honest, the Divas match or the women's matches are relatively good. They weren't bad, but they could have been better.
Sema versus Daniels was great.
Yeah, that was an incredible match. I honestly say just watch the pay-per-view if you can find it, watch it. If you can find it for free,
it should be pretty easy to find. It's streamed free on Bleacher Report Live. They probably still have it.
Yeah,
probably. But I'm just saying, if you can't find it, find it. But
well, let me rephrase that. It's streamed free in the U.S. on Bleacher Report Live.
Yeah.
Sorry.
As will be the case for Fight for the Fallen.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I know it sucks for anybody that's outside the U.S., but hey,
I make the money somehow.
You just got to roll with the punches. If they decide to do a pay-per-view outside of the U.S., well, then it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Then let's see. After Daniels and fucking.
You talked about the women's matches; they were relatively good, I think. Well, there was only one though, I think.
I'm pretty sure there was like 2.
Yeah,
there was 2. We're talking. I think he's talking about the
main code.
Right. That one was really cool.
Yep, and then after that, I believe it's a Cody match.
Yes.
Yeah, Darby Allin and Cody.
The four-way.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, the 4-way.
Yeah.
4-way was really cool because MJF was the best part of this whole fucking thing. Comes out
it showed off everybody's athletic skill, and nobody looked like that they were trying to. Everybody was trying as much as they could.
Yeah.
The best part about this, the best part about this wasn't even the match itself. It was the promo in the beginning.
Yeah.
The promo in the beginning was so fucking awesome. Because
MJF really
is
gives
just such a good
banger promos.
They're
really enjoyable to watch. Even though he's a heel, you really reeled into it. It's amazing.
Dude, the best part is when he talks about, I used to play video games too until I lost my virginity. Cuts to this poor soul. Just like,
yeah, right?
With glasses on and everything.
He got his soul crushed.
And the look of, I have just been personally and viciously attacked.
Yeah.
Why isn't that a meme? Make this man a meme.
I guarantee you they have it. I guarantee.
I'm surprised I didn't go viral after Cody flipped me off a couple years back.
Yeah. That was a thing.
Anyhow, and then continue, Mike, because there's the 6-man and then the main event.
There was a 6-man.
6-man tag match, which was fucking incredible because that's, if you're a fighting game nerd, it's the funniest thing in the world.
Before we get even to the 6-man tag as well, you're forgetting one. Darby Allin and Cody. Darby Allin was.
I thought we already went over that because Darby Allin and Cody, as we just talked about, like a couple seconds ago.
Yeah, he did.
It's just relentless. It just refuses to give up.
The only thing I will say is, I've never seen anybody bump quite like Darby Allin. Yeah. I think he might actually kill himself one day because of
I will say one thing. I've never seen anyone use a body bag for a weapon.
Anything. Never watched ECW then.
They did it they used to have body bag matches in the early 90s too.
Yep.
Again, I was but a little baby during that time, so I wouldn't know much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was but a young lad of 3 and perhaps 4, and ECW for damn sure did not air where I lived.
Yeah.
So.
All right, but yeah. Since we're doing it that way, I'll just give my quick thoughts on the show. Just that way I can give my quick thoughts. The the triple threat tag match I thought was great. I thought it was a great way to kick off the show. Really set the tone of what the tag team division is really going to look like once the titles and stuff get brought in. And yeah, James, you called that one right on the money. Best Friends winning, and I think you called I believe they pinned Private Party, so you called that right to a T, I believe. So there you go.
Mark Quinn should be a single star, by the way.
And after
when Private Party splits, Mark Quinn's a future single star. That dude is so fucking graceful in that ring.
He's incredible. He's incredible in the ring.
And then I like the Dark Order's promo after that. Really setting up a matchup between them, and I like their gimmick thus far. Me and James came up with, we're not going to say what it is here because you need to watch, the Lucha Underground season 1 overview of who should be like the higher power. So just go watch that and come back here and you understand what we're talking about.
They will know. I'll just say it here because I want them to know. It's Mil Muertes, I think, should be the higher power for the Dark Order.
And everyone to say, well, how you get around Lucha Underground? James
Mil Muertes, 1,000 deaths.
Yes. Dude, that man is amazing, dude. Are you kidding me? He should totally lead the Dark Order.
I disagree.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
I
would personally say Vince McMahon because it was
fuck off.
It was it.
It was me all along, Austin.
No, screw off. That ain't happening.
But yeah, the opening tag match I gave 4 stars. Thought it was a great match. Then we had I really enjoyed I'll just tie these all into one. The segments they did, with Kenny Omega and the Elite and stuff, where they, kind of took like a jab at WWE, talking about budget cuts and things like that. That was hilarious. Where they did it with the stage.
Wasn't it just a shot at WWE? It was also a shot at a thing called Firefest. I don't know if you knew that though.
James. Before we continue, you and I have to do a review of that documentary.
Firefest.
We have to. It's
I know. I know.
Yeah,
that was a disaster.
Can I please have the floor for 2 minutes? Somebody can time me. I just need 2 minutes to talk about how terrible the
Give me
actual
2 minutes, and I will pull up. Give me 2 minutes, and I will pull up a stopwatch. Go.
All right, am I going right now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Shoot.
All right. Fire Fest is supposed to be a big conking fucking location out in the Caribbean, and it went to fucking shit. It went to shit fast, and it went to shit hard. Almost became Lord of the Flies. That's how terrible that this whole thing went down. What actually happened was water trucks were supposed to come up. They didn't have enough money to pay for it. They didn't have spaces for hotel rooms. People had to sleep in fucking emergency tents. How bad did it get? Well, people ate fucking cheese sandwiches every day and drank water. That was literally it. And how bad did this get? Somebody was going to suck a dick to save the kids.
Somebody was gonna what?
Yep.
You heard me right. Somebody was.
That's not out of context either.
And was this at Fighter Fest?
No, this was the
Fire.
parody of what they based the show name off of called Fire Fest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
Now,
Wow.
Fire has one very funny thing around it, which Casey, I think I have enough time to talk about this.
Yeah, you've got 56 seconds.
Oh, awesome. 50 Cent bought 3 fucking rows of tickets to a show because he thought it would be hilarious. So there was just him sitting in the front and nobody else around him.
And also, just to end it with this quick, that's also why they did the whole Blink 182 reference. Blink 182?
The whole show of Fighter Fest was a joke on the Fire Festival, which had a documentary and was a tragic fucking event that happened in 2017 and happened in such a way that it didn't just bomb. People on the island were getting to the point where they were destroying fucking other people's tents. And one really important thing, rape.
Yep. That was that bad.
Minute
That's
55. Minute 55. Perfect place to end it.
Oh my god.
All
I
right.
mean, to talk about that documentary, we have to review it one of these days.
I agree.
All right. So then, continuing, the women's match, Allie versus Leva Bates, was pretty good. Obviously I didn't really care about it, but I thought the in-win
None of us did. Let's be honest.
The in-ring
thought-
work was good. The character of the librarians are trash.
Yeah.
Go back to the drawing board, please.
Yeah. And obviously Allie won. I did like, how Brandy Rhodes was watching it backstage, and she was watching it the proper way. And if you watch Being the Elite, they actually poked jab at WWE because, they had Brandy watch WWE, the TV backstage, the WWE way, so that was funny. Michael Nakazawa, Alex Jabali was, fairly entertaining. It's just Alex Jabali really couldn't, bump very well. But, I thought Michael
Or sell to save his life.
And I thought he broke Michael Nakazawa's neck at one point when he did, the German suplex or something of that effect to him.
Yeah, right.
That was scary. But I thought it was entertaining. I liked, what they did with the Nintendo tokens when, Nakazawa went through them and such. So, yeah, that was fairly entertaining. I think I'll give it, 3. It was fairly entertaining. Then we had the, Christopher Daniels SEMA was great. I really enjoyed that. Nice teacher versus student match. 4 1/4, just really good. I thought, Christopher Daniels put him over really well. Really enjoyed the women's match. I really liked the story they told with Nyla Rose where she could have won and, just was too focused on being dominant. And we are winning. Michael X really called that one, right on the spot.
Hold on. Before you continue. After the first match becomes the most dominant fucking takeover of a person who watched one pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then watched this one and was able to project almost the entire...
It wasn't even the only match you got right either. Entirely.
Yeah.
There were other matches
that
you got correctly. It completely baffles me.
Yeah. So I
he
really
predicted pretty much the entire card with the sole exception of one match.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed, the women's triple
regardless,
threat.
he still won. And I give him props for that.
He still steamrolled the entire crew with his show.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed, the women's triple threat. I even liked, how Rio and Yuka, shoved in the shove they did at the end.
I felt so bad.
Yeah, but just kind of showing that they, that it wasn't a heel turn, but like no one's friends. They just want to go after that woman's title when it comes up.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Top 10 anime betrayals. Big Chungus does not win the Rumble.
Speaking of which, where the fuck was he?
Not
He was
here.
on. I was so sad. I hope he comes back soon because he's actually really
back
good.
at some point.
And then I enjoyed the 4-way. I thought that was great. MJF's promo was awesome, but the in-ring work was very good as well. Kip Sabian being on commentary, I thought he did very well. And,
Kip Sabian was the Brit, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam Page winning made sense since he was going for the World Championship. I had just picked MJF just because I thought he was going to get the win. But
also, that was the
We
other match
all
I got
wanted
entirely
it.
right. That was the
Does
other
Jimmy
match.
Havoc
But
pinned who? No, Adam Page pinned Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Havoc. Well,
And I
everyone else was
predicted
like,
that Havoc would get pinned.
yes. No one thought that Jimmy Havoc was taking the fall. Most people thought it was going to be Jungle Boy, and it turned out to be Havoc.
yeah.
And I was the only one that guessed that correctly.
Yeah.
But if only Hangman Page.
I saw
By
that pin.
point, it was over.
I saw that pin. I'm like, no fucking way. No fucking way. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point it was over, and Mike just completely steamrolled the competition from that point on.
But yeah, that match was great.
Academic.
But that match was great. 4.5 stars for that one. And then, really enjoyed Darby Allin versus Cody. That was
Five. This is a 5-star.
That was absolutely a 5-star match.
Yeah.
And no one expected a draw.
No.
None of
I thought that worked because both guys got over. Cody, Darby Allin showed.
If you'd said that these matches would be timed, I would have actually selected a draw.
Yeah.
Because it would seem like these two would be unmatched.
To be fair, nobody fucking knew that those matches were timed.
Yeah. Especially, and then obviously we had Shawn Spears hitting Cody over the head with the chair, which
Cody blading himself in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't even a blade job. You know how it happened? That was a legit, real stiff chair shot. What ended up happening was when Shawn goes and hits the chair was gimmicked, I guess, in the center part, but the lip of the chair where you lay your back in caught Cody in the back of the head and completely created a gash, which is why he bled out from that side of the head. And a lot of people were like, oh, he just bladed. No. That was a legit cut he received. That's why he had to get so many staples in his head.
And I know
it would make sense
That's got to affect him coming into this tag match.
And I know the hate. A lot of people didn't like it, because it's chair shots to the head and stuff. But I thought it really put over, the portrayal really well. And I get the criticism, but
And may I say this one thing that nobody else has mentioned? Cody, with one chair shot, proved exactly what he is willing to do and take to make sure this company succeeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, this, for the record, this chair shot looked fine, other than that little botch with the lip of the chair.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you gimmick the chair the right way, it won't hurt as bad. And that's what they did. They took the precautions. And I'm sorry, at the end of the day, it's pro wrestling. It's fucking pro wrestling. I don't care what you like. I don't want them to overly abuse the chair shot, but in this case, it worked out because they're going to do a feud between Cody and Shawn because Shawn didn't get picked to be Cody's partner, and he was called a good hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
it works.
In other words, shut the
chair shot happened. So
in other words, fuck off, Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
I really like this new gimmick for Shawn, the Punisher of AEW.
And then
Nice into it.
6-man tag, but the 6-man
still blows my mind that apparently he was wearing a Punisher shirt at PAX East.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I was walking around with this fucking thing on during PAX East, and I said,
we met him, gave him the card and everything for the WIW show, and he wore that shirt. So it was he was showing
So
off,
apparently-
like, this is who
so-
I could be.
It's like blows my mind. Apparently, the gimmick was right in front of our eyes, and we never even knew.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it was at the convention, so I mean, it was just a shirt,
Yeah.
especially if it was a video game convention. But
Anyway, let's get to the main event here.
Well, no,
Oh,
the sixth
boy.
man. I want to.
Or
The sixth man. I want to
Six
talk
man-
about.
I'm sorry, I forgot to put this in quotes. Main event.
Yeah. yeah.
The sixth man was phenomenal.
It
I really
was.
enjoyed that.
So
Start to finish, phenomenal.
this match had me from the friggin' entrance of the Elite.
Yeah.
Dude, Laredo Kid looked like a fucking star in this.
Yeah.
The Laredo Kid looked like a star. What about the fucking Elite?
Yeah.
Cosplaying as Ryu, Ken, and fucking Akuma?
Yes.
Excuse me, bitch?
Yep.
well, to be fair,
Do you
we
know
were-
that he was supposed to
there
get
was
the
a hell
full on
match.
gi? Kenny Omega was supposed to have the full on gi, but it didn't come in time, so he had to just wrestle in his tights with the back tattoo.
which looked fine.
Paint, not tattoo, James.
It was pain.
But
Back
yeah.
I would be the one with the back tattoo.
But yeah, I think we're all in agreement that that six man tag, the main event, is
The
5
friggin'
stars, like,
Hadouken.
They cosplayed.
Right at the end.
Yeah, and but for the record, everyone's like, why did they do a thing that was a fictional energy beam? It
Wait,
was a
is it-
double
is it like
palm
this or
strike
like-
to the fucking jaw.
Yeah.
Wait, is it like this or like this?
No, they did it like that. Like they did it like that, but they it was a double palm strike essentially to the face of them.
I really like too. Didn't they do it's been a week since I've seen the match, but then they do like a triple didn't like the Lucha Bros and like, Laredo Kid all do like a triple super kick at like the same
Dude,
time.
I was shocked I got to see
Yeah.
the Luna drop live.
Yeah.
That was nuts. The freaking
Literal?
moonsault, the jumping moonsault with the other guy on the top rope.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Put it this way. The Elite came out dressed up as cosplay video game characters, and then they wrestled like they were in a fucking video game.
Yeah. This match is just 5 stars. So let's
That was
just,
5 stars.
Yeah,
Um,
it was
it's-
great.
It's like, are we sure AEW is not watching our product?
then we have
They're trying to one-up us.
Shit, we gave him the business card.
then we have the John Moxley, Joey Janela in the unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. Very brutal.
This
This is 5 as well.
Yeah. The thumbtacks Joey Janela bumped, Joey Janela took, back first and then, feet first.
First. Ugh.
They all took,
Gross.
Ugh.
That scream just sounded so surreal, just like that high pitched scream. Like I still remember that.
Is it because he stepped on fucking thumbtacks?
yeah. But, Joey,
Just to remind people, thumbtacks suck to have go through your feet.
yeah.
Into your back. So John Mox is gonna be feeling that.
And to
Still,
his head, because he did like
By the way, to the haters of Joey Janela, guess what, motherfuckers? If Shawn Michaels can get away with being a full-on performer and not know how to fucking do a work punch to save the motherfucker's life, so can Joey Janela. Piss off.
yes.
I feel like throughout the whole match, Janela just got his ass handed to him. Like he didn't put up much of a fight throughout the whole match. I feel like just Mox was just overpowering every single part,
He put
except
up
for some parts.
yeah.
That elbow drop was nuts. I love that elbow drop.
Yeah.
I feel like that. All right, I feel like that drop could have been improvised better. Like an elbow drop. Okay, I see how effective it is, but if he could have just done like something else, maybe that would have been better. But either way,
yeah.
it's still cool to see.
Yeah, and afterwards, I like the attack. Kenny Omega did really setting up their match it all out, where he
Yep.
beat him up.
Payback for
Yeah.
DON.
So yeah, I enjoyed Fighter Fest.
Fighter Fest was great. All
I
told,
think I'll give
Fighter
it
Fest
fi-
was great.
Yeah,
I think it was
I
like
will
a
give-
AA show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will give it a solid A.
definitely.
And then we need to know what Nikos' rating is, but he's all the way out of here now.
Yeah, I think the only thing that hurts is the pre-show could have been better.
Yeah, that one match on the pre-show could have been way better.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, specifically, it was 2 things. Because the work rate in one of the matches was good, and the characters sucked. And then one of the characters in the other match was great, but the other guy couldn't sell to save his life. So that kind of brought it down to an A.
Yes. But that's just
Otherwise, it was a great show.
yeah.
And then Nikos, what do you grade it?
Yeah.
What do you
Ten
grade
out of
Fighter
10.
Fest?
Great show. Really enjoyed every moment of it. Some parts of the match or the whole event was just kind of iffy, but the rest really got me hyped up. From
So A.
beginning to end.
So is it like an A for you? A grade?
Yeah, A+.
All right. So all in agree.
A plus.
All right, so now let's do our prediction. Actually, we should do a lot of reviews like that because it's quicker than trying to go one by one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when we have no time really to do it, and we have to do two things in one, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, on to predictions, baby.
Yeesh, we got through that in 25 minutes. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's do.
Bored, and I want to just get shit done.
Yeah. So let's do the predictions for Fight for the Fallen. Everybody knows the rules. Mike has to go first. If there's a tie.
Before we do anything, I do have to ask on the rules here. Are we doing the same thing that we did for the triple threat matches? I know that I don't think there is a triple threat match.
The tag.
But we are doing the same rule when it comes to the tags.
Yes.
Well, the triple threat tag, yeah, just the triple threat, obviously, because.
Okay.
Can I also ask one thing?
Yeah.
So, say if someone we predict gets pinned, but not the person that we chose, does the pin, do we still get like half a point or?
You get point. You get a full point. You get
you get the bonus point. You don't get the main point.
So like it's
well,
like
actually, and the rules are, if you get the person wrong but the fall guy right, you still get the point. If you get and then vice versa, if you get the guy who won right, and then the guy who didn't take the fall wrong or whatever, then you only get 1 point. But if you get both right, you get 2 points essentially. And if you don't get either of them right, you get a big fat goose egg.
Yeah.
You get the
all right, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing it with the tag team, but that was just going to be way too complicated because there's 6 fucking people in it. So
we'll do what we did before. Remember before we did the triple threat and we just picked the team that took the fall, not necessarily the person.
Yeah, no, I know with the team. That's why I'm saying we're not doing it with the 6-man tag. Is what I'm saying.
We didn't before anyway, so.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about it, and then I realized, no, we can't really.
Yeah.
Too
All
much.
right, so let's actually. So yeah, and also too, Mike has to go first. If there's a tie and Mike's in it, he retains. But if James, if you would like Nico's tie, you guys just play like 2K14, I guess, for the title. I don't know what happens if Noah's in it, we just have to face Noah in trivia. So there you go. So let's do the predictions. Starting with the pre-show or the buy-in, we have 3 matches, which I think is good for them to have. I like that they have 3 matches each time.
Yeah.
And it's not panel bullshit. So there you go. I mean, maybe eventually we'll get that way, but we'll see.
Yeah, time will tell.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
All right. So we have. Mike has to go first. So it's Sonny Kiss versus the librarian Peter Avalon. Who do you pick, Mike?
I'm going with Sonny Kiss because he needs a win.
All right.
If the librarian's up his heels, you need them to lose a couple times in order to make their heel thing make sense.
All right. James, who you picking?
Yeah, Sonny Kiss for me as well because he's the gay guy. The gay guy's got to go over, right? I mean, let's be honest. It's better than fucking the librarian going over.
I'm literally not even gonna fucking watch this match. If I get this one wrong, I give 2 shits.
What about you, Casey? Who you got?
I'm picking Sonny Kiss as well, but I have a sneaky feeling about Peter Avalon. He might surprise us. I get the feeling he might surprise us all. But
if he was gonna surprise us, then he would have helped Leva Bates win in the last match.
What about you? Nikos?
I only want Sonny Kiss to win, only just to avoid confrontation.
You know what? I'm gonna be different. Maybe this is gonna hurt me, but I'm gonna go Peter Avalon. Being the Elite, they did a thing where they kind of knew the people that hated it, so they did like a funny stick about it, and they've been featured a lot, and everyone hates these guys. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Peter Avalon.
All right. So everybody but Owen picks Sunny Kiss.
Yes.
Okay. I'll type that up to Noah.
Yep. Then we have the first of 2 woman matches. Britt Baker and Riho versus B. Presley and Shoko Najima. Mike, who do you have for this match?
Hold on a second. I'm going to get to the image so I can get a better look at these two because I'm a little bit
Yeah.
off.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about the women's tag.
B. Priestley and the other chick, the other Asian chick, they're new. You're.
Yeah.
I don't think you really.
But just let him. He hasn't. Maybe he hasn't
Okay.
met.
Hold on one second, because I
Yeah,
gotta.
I'll take a look. That is actually no, that is actually not on the pre-show thing by the website. So, oh well. I'm just gonna.
Well, I should have it in my version.
Yeah, I got it right here. I'm just gonna go with Baker and Riho.
Okay. What? I'll go next. I agree with Mike. I'll go Baker and Riho. They've been building them up a lot, and I think it makes sense for them to win. What about Casey?
I agree. And I'm going to go one further and say Riho's going to get the fall on Priestley.
You don't have to predict who's gonna get the
We don't
fall.
have to, but you know what? If he gets it right, we give him an extra point.
I don't think because trust me, if we do that, then that's gonna make everything so complicated. I didn't want to do that for if it's a team versus team, then it should be treated like a one-on-one. My opinion.
All right, Nikos, who do you got for this match?
I'm also going to agree with Britt Baker and Riho, and I'm also going to say that Britt Baker is probably going to pin Shoko Nakajima.
Okay.
You don't have to do that, Nikos.
Okay, I'm gonna just put this out. No one
Yes.
has to decide who gets the fall and who takes the fall in 1v1 tag matches or 6-man tags. We don't need to do that. It's only if there's like a triple threat tag or 4-way tag that we have to do that.
I know it's just an extra layer of fun, at least for me.
Okay.
I need to get that extra point, so I'm being too cautious.
What about James? Who's James got for this match?
I'm actually gonna go against the grain, and I'm gonna go with the new Chicas, due to the fact that they are brand new, and I'm familiar with Priestley, and if the other girl is anything like Priestley, I highly think they're gonna get the win here because they're brand new. They just arrived on the scene. I think this is going to be a long-term feud between B. Priestley and Britt Baker. And I think there's going to be a triple threat in the future between Riho and the other chick.
Shoko Nakajima.
Shoko Nakajima. I think Shoko Nakajima, Sakazaki, and Riho are going to have a triple threat somewhere down the future. The best way to do that is to have the new tandem kind of go over. So that's why.
That would be another fun fantasy booking session if you guys don't mind bringing me in. I'd love to book like the first full year of AEW television just to see what happens.
Well,
Yeah, sure, why not?
Is
Be a delight.
no, trust me, I tell you.
We don't even know the full roster.
Yeah, that will be a little bit hard.
It'd still be fun.
Yeah,
Just wait for like a year, maybe 2.
Yeah. Well, there is a thing that I am planning on doing that does involve AEW that Mike, you are familiar with, but and so are you, Casey, I think. But we'll get to that when we come to it.
You've probably told me about this. I'll have you remind me when we meet up tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, then we have now on the main code. We have the.
Well, actually, there's one more match.
We skipped the 6-man tag.
Believe it or not, 6-man tag is on pre-show.
Well,
That's why I said the six-man tag's going to main event.
I knew that, but then you guys screwed me up because you guys started talking about other things. So, then we had the final match on the pre-show we have Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela versus MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Sean Spears. Mike, who do you have?
I'm gonna have to go with the heel team on this one.
I believe the heel team's MJF, Sammy Guevara.
Any team with MJF on it is automatically heel. Let's be honest.
Mike,
Yeah.
I highly advise you probably revise that pick because remember how MJF is being a kiss ass to Cody.
Well, no, he's already. Hey, his pick's already there.
God damn it!
I mean, okay. Let me actually think about it before fucking jumping the gun on this. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna go with Team Face. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go with Team Face.
Yeah.
James, why did you have to do that?
James,
Listen,
good job, James.
Force, okay, we stick together.
Thank you. Goodbye.
You're gonna cost him a point, James. What are you doing?
Yeah.
No, trust me, I'm not costing him a point on this. The reason why, if MJF has been a brown nose to Cody, and Cody got hit by Sean Spears, and they're on the same team,
Yeah, that would.
I really think MJF's gonna screw Sean Spears over in their team.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So can we? That's what I was. That's my pick too. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's why I'm going with Face team. I'm going with Team Face on this.
I'm also
hardcore nutcases.
I am also going to go with Team Face on this, but actually for the specific reason that after taking the fall at Fyter Fest, Jimmy Havoc really needs a win.
Yes,
he does.
So
I agree.
As do Joey Janela and Darby Allin.
But yeah, James, why did you gotta say something? We could have. It could have helped all of us out, and Mike would have been lost in the dust.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm Team Indy Force all the way, dude.
Pound it, fucking pound it, son. Fucking pound it.
Pound it, everybody. Pound it, everybody. Casey, get the fist bump.
He doesn't heal us.
But really quick on that, Owen. Thank you, fuck you, goodbye on that one.
All right, so now we have the main code.
Hey, wait! You didn't ask me.
Well, I thought we all were in agreement on.
I didn't agree.
Oh, you're
picking heel team.
You know, originally I was gonna select the heel team, but you know, now I think about it with this rivalry between MJF and Sean Spears, I feel like, you know, there will be some miscommunication. So then again, they could save that until after the match. But consider the fact that Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, and Joey Janela need a win. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to choose the face team.
Well, regardless of how they do it, I think the scenario you just presented, they could do it after the match. That means they're going to lose, because it wouldn't make sense if Sean Spears and MJF win and then he turns on Sean Spears.
Yeah.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
Your mic testing?
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Cool. Okay.
All right, then we have the main code. The first match on the main code. It's Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus the Lucha Bros. Mike, who do you have for this match?
Let me take a look. You said the opening match at the beginning of the show. I'm gonna have to go with Lucha Bros because they're kind of on a little bit of a hot streak right now.
You mean
when it
Lucha?
comes to independent and fucking AEW as well.
All right. I'll go next. I'm gonna agree. Lucha Bros. They've lost the past two matches at both pay-per-views, and I think they really need a win. Plus two, I really like the Lucha Bros. I think they're a hell of a team, and I think they should win. What about you, Casey?
I got 2 words for you guys. Settle! Nettle!
Oh yeah, Mike.
Water!
No! Water!
Oh yeah, Nico's. Who do you got for this match?
I don't know about water, but I got Diet Pepsi. Is that okay?
No.
No. You know, I would kind of back with SoCal only because, you know, they haven't won at Fyter Fest, but then again, Lucha Brothers had more losses than them. So, yeah, I guess I would have to choose Lucha Brothers because, I mean, come on. They're awesome. They're good.
Yeah.
I really like those guys. They're like very, you know, they jump over the place.
Yes. What about who does James have?
I'm gonna go against the grain again. I'm actually gonna go with SCU because pretty much every reason that everybody said for the Lucha Brothers, I'm saying opposite. I think SCU need to win more because you guys forget the Lucha Brothers regained the AAA tag team titles. So I think they need a win. I think they don't necessarily need to win here because over at Triple Mania, they're going to be fighting the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, I believe, with Laredo Kid. They're having the rematch, and I think they're going to get the win over there. So that's why I think SCU are going to get the win here. So.
All right.
Now that I'm
Well,
thinking
I
about
would.
it, a 3-on-1 because if you count Daniels in the side, yeah, it's obviously
Yeah, but don't. You very well could be wrong. I think you guys are. I'm just going against the grain just in case.
Well,
that's true.
I would say James has a valid point, if not for the fact that it sounded suspiciously to me like 50-50 booking.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, 50-50 isn't necessarily all bad.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna obviously stick with the fucking Lucha Bros, but he does bring up a good point that it would be in concept of 3-on-1 match because Daniels is on the outside and can fuck
3-on-2 specifically 3-on-2.
Yeah, 2-on-1 if you think about it because it's one guy. It's one guy in the ring, one guy in the out. Two guys in the ring and one guy.
It's
in the
one team and another team facing another team with a guy in their corner essentially.
Yeah.
It's Taka and Victor versus the London Devastation.
There you go. All right.
Also, little girl says hi.
Yeah, I could see her tail.
All right. Then we have the next match. It's Adam Page versus Kip Sabian. Mike, who do you have for this match?
Hangman Adam Page. I'm not going to change my mind.
Hangman Adam Page.
Are we all Hangman Adam Page?
Yeah, we're all Hangman.
I am actually for Kip Sabian in this match.
Well, good for you.
And let me tell you why. Adam Page is going up against Chris Jericho at the very next pay-per-view, All Out, for the inaugural AEW World Heavyweight Championship. You don't want to make a guy seem completely unbeatable going into a match of that caliber, especially against a veteran like Chris Jericho.
I didn't go with that. You know what? Now that you just mentioned that, I realized Jericho's going to be in at not Double or Nothing, Fight for the Fallen. So actually, I agree there. I agree with Casey.
Not to mention, Hangman Page has a busted knee.
Yeah.
If you think Kip Sabian is not going to exploit that to his complete and total advantage, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah. I actually am going to go with him actually for that. I'm going to go with Sabian because I think Jericho will also interfere. So
not to mention, speaking of Jericho, James, you just mentioned that Jericho was indeed going to be at Fight for the Fallen. Specifically, he's going to be given a quote-unquote live mic.
Yep.
So whatever he intends to do with that live mic, I have a feeling it's going to have to do with Adam Page. I have a feeling specifically what he's going to do is he's going to come out and start talking to distract Hangman Page, and that is primarily how Kip Sabian is going to pick up the win.
Nico's, you gotta break the tie here.
I guess I would say back my horse with Kip Sabian, only because of the fact that he was there to watch the Fatal 4-Way, and he's been studying real close on each of the fighters, and especially with Hangman Page, and I could see that he would use that bad knee as a way to defeat him. So yeah, I would have to side with Kip Sabian on this one, only to exploit the weakness from Hangman Page's bad knee.
Okay. So then we have the next match. It's
Wait, Owen, did you give your opinion?
I said Adam Page because he's wrestling for the world title.
All right. So, I'm just trying to keep it up to date. So you and Mike go with Adam Page, and then the rest of us go with Sabian. Okay.
Okay. My major reasoning for Adam Page is because he's on the fast track to the world heavyweight title. If he loses now, it really fucking kills him.
Yeah. So, and if they want to do
not as much so as you might think. He's a big badass.
I'm not saying it's a permanent kill, but it's a knock of his momentum.
Yeah.
Yes, and it makes him look vulnerable going into his match against Chris Jericho.
I get his booking logic in that regard.
Yes, you want that if you want to make that match seem even coming in.
I mean, they could still do something where he wins and then Jericho just destroys him after the match too. So
they could.
Yeah.
Either one would work to make Adam Page look vulnerable.
I don't see AEW pulling a WWE fucking retarded spot.
Yeah.
Of having Jericho come out, trash him on the microphone, so that way his opponent could get a fucking roll-up pin on.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
That's just stupid. That is like a retarded way.
But hey, stranger things have happened, right?
Yeah, yes. I know, but it's still stupid. It's such a lame lose.
Then we have the match that has, that's been promoted the most, that was added first on the show, to my knowledge. Brandy Rhodes versus Allie. Mike, what do you have for this match?
I'm gonna go. Let me think about that one actually.
I do you want me to give you a little background for this, Mike, so that way you're not entirely dark.
Into this.
Okay. Okay. So here's the background for this. This is Brandy Rhodes' first match in I think a long while. She's been training her ass off, and she's actually a really good wrestler. She's been training for 3 years and been getting progressively better and better and better as time gone on. And she's a hell of a worker. And it's kind of in a lot of ways, from what I understand from the Nightmare Family, it's kind of like a redemption story for her, because she always wanted to be a wrestler and she feels like this is her one shot to really make an impact. So,
well, that's not exactly true. She wanted to be a skater.
Oh yeah, true. And also she was a skater, and then skating, I think she ended up getting an injury, correct?
Well, she kept coming up short in the the big competition, so she just stopped doing it because she didn't want to let any more people down. But she could have gotten an injury too.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of both, from what I understood. But yeah, this is why, and she fell in love with pro wrestling, and now she wants, and she feels like she could really do this.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Brandy Rhodes, so that way it's another win to the Rhodes family.
So Casey agrees because he nodded his head yes. What about you, James? Who you got for this match?
Brandy Rhodes. Same.
Because my logic is kind of sound.
What about Michael Nikos?
What is Allie's backstory? How good is she?
Allie, you remember the smiley chick that fought the librarian in the last show?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's her.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say Allie, but then again, it's Brandy Rhodes, a win for the Rhodes, I guess, and, to make the company look better. So, yeah, I guess Brandy Rhodes.
I'm going to be different. I'm going to go Allie. I don't think Brandy Rhodes needs the win at all. I think she's going to do the right thing and put Allie over. Just because I think it's the right thing to do. Especially, too, because the story can still write itself. She could still, look really strong in set match, and, Allie could, raise her hand afterwards. She could still feel like vindication. So it's she could still feel like she morally won, even though she lost the match.
Yeah, but let's get on to the more interesting match.
Yeah.
That's still interesting.
Yeah, but
but let's be honest. These next 3 matches outstrip that one by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so then we have...
Sorry, Brandy. It's just the fact.
So then we have the Triple Threat tag team championship, not tag team title match, but tag team match where the winner advances and gets a bye to All Out for an opportunity at the first round bye in the AEW Tag Team Tournament that they have coming up in the fall. It's the Dark Order versus Angelico and Jack Evans versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. So, Mike, who do you pick to win, and who do you pick what team do you think is going to take the fall?
Okay, I'm gonna have two specific things for this because one is a personal pick that I know isn't gonna fucking happen.
Okay.
Honestly.
So that's not your pick. So it's you would rather.
I wanting to have win. I'm gonna say it's gonna be the team that's going to win is gonna be Angelico and Jack Evans because they have to get a win over the Dark Order in order to justify this whole thing that's going back and forth. And it's they're gonna.
Is that your head pick or heart pick?
That's my actual pick. Who I want to have win is Jungle Boy and fucking Luchasaurus.
Fair enough. Okay.
It'd be funny.
I think it'll be amazing, but I know it's not going to happen because fucking either the heel team is going to beat the team that they beat last week, or it's going to be the face team that the heels beat last week.
I'll go next. I'm gonna pick the Dark Order.
Oh, wait! Before you start that, I just realized who's taking the fall again, Mike?
The Dark Order on my thing.
Okay, on the Dark Order. All right, continue, Owen.
Yeah, so I'm picking the Dark Order just because, this is the first match in AEW, like, officially, and I feel like they really got to make them look strong after wrecking shop since they've been, coming to the company. And, we do know that the best friends have a bye, so I think it only makes sense for the Dark Order to have a bye as well, so that way we can have a match between them in the tournament. And I think a lot of people are probably going to say Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy are going to take the fall. But I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Angelico and Jack Evans are going to take the fall just because it makes more sense that they attack them at Double or Nothing. So I'm going to pick Angelico and Jack Evans to take the fall.
Okay.
Owen and I are in agreement as far as you guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This mic's a little weird sometimes. I freak out and think I can't be heard. Owen and I are in agreement on who's taking the victory, but I gotta say Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are taking the fall because they have so much love from the crowd. They are so beloved by the audience that if they're gonna make any impact at all in the AEW Tag Team Tournament, they have to start from the bottom and fight as far as they possibly can while getting as over as possible. And the only way to do that is the best way to do that, in my view, is if they take the fall here. But I can't see anybody but the Dark Order going over in this match. Maybe that's the Disciples of Darkness talking, but I can't see it any other way.
What about James? What does James have for this match to win and take the fall?
Hold on, let me say how you spell Luchasaurus again? I forget.
You spelled it right in the message you sent, so.
S-A-R-U-S?
S-A-U-R-U-S.
U-R-U-S. Okay. Alright, I pick the Dark Order on Angelico and Jack Evans as well. I go with Owen's pick. Essentially. Just because a lot of people want to think it's going to be this is why I think that, first off, they were going into the feud with the best friends. The people that they first attacked were Angelico and Jack Evans and the best friends. It would make a lot of sense for the team to get the fall to be Angelico and Jack Evans. Because, first off, Luchasaurus is a fucking monster. And even though Jungle Boy would make sense to take the fall, he didn't last time, which means I think they're trying to protect him in some facet. Which I don't know if you have to, but that's what they're doing. So that's why I'm going with that. I'm going with Angelico and Jack Evans. I think they're going to be the fall team here.
Michael Nikos
has yet to say a word on this.
Yep.
When I first saw these two, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, I just think they're just more of a comedy duo. Like, I'll only see them like. What would you say, Mike?
They're an interesting team. It's just they're like kind of out there. as a team.
Yeah, they're out there.
They're the
But-
fruity cootie of this tag team match. Very good, but a
Which is
little out
why-
there.
Which is why I want to say I want them to win, just as a surprise. And who would take the fall would be Angelico and Evans.
Okay.
Because if the Dark Order would win, it would just seem like it's just too easy for them. I would actually have it be unexpected for Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy because they haven't had much of a win, those two. So it would
Well,
be
there
kind
is
of shocking.
one major thing that we're forgetting about, and that there's 2 face teams going up against the heel team.
Yeah,
True. So,
Yeah.
well, my guess is they're
So
probably
that-
just going to attack they're probably going to attack the heel team first, and later we'll just go from there. So, for my pick, I'd say Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy would win, and the fall team would be Angelico and Evans.
Yeah.
Now,
Why-
question before we move on. Is this elimination style or is this one fall to a finish?
One fall to a finish. It's the same thing as the triple threat match at Fighter Fest.
Okay.
Why do I sense we're all wrong, and Jungle Boy and fucking Luchasaurus are going to pin the Dark Order?
Right?
Why do I sense that we're all wrong?
Oh well.
Hey.
Would it make
Hey,
sense?
at the end of the day, as we said, Mike, as long as it bounces between the boys at the Indie Force, it don't matter. It do not matter.
As long as we control the World Heavyweight title, it don't fucking matter.
Right.
It'll still pass on to the 4 of us.
Yes. With that being said,
I'd laugh if Nikos walked out of this with the title.
Right?
Oh,
right, just in that one
shit.
match.
That
I would
one
die
match-
laughing.
Might as well just give me the title as soon as that match is over. Just forget everything else.
Yeah.
No, I'll give you a hug and then
Next
say,
th- The next time we see you, you have the title around your waist and you're wearing a toga.
All right. So then we have the next match. It's Kenny Omega versus Cena. Mike, what do you have for this match?
let me see. If Kenny Omega wins, it adds another win to his book going into the match later on against, I believe, Jericho? Or no,
John Moxley. John Moxley.
John Moxley.
Yeah, it's Moxley.
Which had a win under his belt to go up against John Moxley. However, John can come out there tonight and fuck with him in order for Cena to get the win. So, my heart is telling me Kenny Omega. Because my heart is telling me, yes, go with the guy that you've been following since he started doing all of his New Japan shit. But Cena already won against fucking Christopher Daniels, so I don't know. I'm going to have to go to smart pick here and go with Cena. Because Moxley's going to come out and fuck with some. That Moxley.
That is a guaranteed fact.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Omega only because Omega had enough respect to wait for Moxley's match to end.
Same with Moxley waiting for Omega's match to end back at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, so I don't feel like they're gonna do that whole deal. I think Omega is going to win. That's just my whole thing.
That's why it's a hard pick. It really is, because either way, it's going to be a fucking phenomenal match. Nobody really wants
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
But
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
It's gonna be
from
fantastic.
a prediction standpoint, I mean, I agree that Omega is the smart pick because it allows him to gain a win going in against Moxley at fucking
All out.
All out.
so it makes sense, but it will also mean that they're 1-1 exactly when they go into that match. If Kenny Omega loses tomorrow,
Oh, true.
it's true. There'll be an even 1-1.
Well, I mean, you do also have to remember John Moxley doesn't have an official win because that match was unsanctioned. He doesn't have an actual win in his column. It's actually Kenny Omega who has 1-1 record.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
All right. What about Michael Nikos? What does Michael Nikos have for this match?
This is a really tough one, not gonna lie. But I kind of want to say Kenny Omega, and then afterwards, John Moxley and him would just, would have a stare down or just a confrontation, like a fight that breaks out. But then again, Cena, on the other hand, I feel like he needs to deserve this win. But I'm just gonna stick with Kenny Omega for this one. I mean, it's a really hard pick for me to choose.
It really is.
But all I know is that eventually John Moxley is gonna have to come out at some point, just to settle the score for what happened at Fyter Fest, which will eventually build on to the rivalry all out.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a tough pick though, but I am going to go with Kenny Omega for the same reason Michael Nikos said, and I think James said. But
either,
then we have
either way.
Wait, what about Casey? Casey.
Yeah, he already said.
I am also going with Omega.
All right, so we're all going with
Yeah.
Omega. Except Mike.
I am the only one going for Cena. That's fine.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. Even if I lose this match, I don't really lose because I'm fucking happy either way.
Yes.
Yes,
the one-
100%.
This match is going to
100%.
I may not walk out of Fyter Fest with the fucking title around my shoulder, but I at least got to enjoy an incredible show. So that's all that matters to me.
Then we have the main event. Cody and Dustin Rhodes versus the Young Bucks, a dream match. Really go watch the build for this match. It's fantastic. Go watch,
It's been amazing. Everybody go to the Nightmare Family right now after watching this.
Yeah.
The build has been great.
Episode 3, especially, because that's really
Episode 3 goes into their whole history as like brothers. It's nuts.
I especially love what Cody says at the end when he talks about how Kenny Omega was like surprised that they were like such a good tag team or something like that. Like it's awesome stuff. Like and the mockery of the Young Bucks like mocking that promo because that's like instant heat right there.
Agreed.
What about you? So Michael X, this is my toughest match on the card, but maybe it's not yours. Who are you picking for this match?
I have to agree. This might be one of the hardest matches because storyline. Either way it works because fucking if the Young Bucks win, it means that they actually had an actual tag team victory instead of a triple or a fucking 6-man tag, I should say, with Omega.
Well, remember they did beat the Lucha Bros at Double or Nothing, so.
No, I know that's what I'm just trying to, piece together.
And back to Double or Nothing.
Yep. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go with Cody and Dustin because it makes the most sense.
Okay.
It's the one thing that makes the most sense because if they walk out with the win, it could be the end of Dustin's career.
Yeah.
Like it could be the match that could end his career, which is fine with me. If he decides to retire like right after that's the match that I could see like that retires him.
All right. This is why sometimes I'm happy I don't have to go first because it's
right.
This is a hard one because later on we get into the discussion and I want to like figure it out a little bit more as we continue to discuss it. I think that's why we should probably just have a real discussion about this match and what we could possibly think, and then
I'll discuss it a little bit because there's a lot of different scenarios.
There's a huge bunch of different.
2 weeks ago, I was thinking, it's an easy victory for Cody and Dustin, but I'm also remembering the chair shot to the head that Cody received at Fyter Fest. That could play into a factor. We have the Sean Spears thing. But, if it is going to be Dustin's last match, typically professional wrestlers, no matter what promotion it is, usually put over new talent on the way out. So that could also be a factor as well. But I feel like Dustin doesn't really need to do that either because he put Cody over at, Double or Nothing. So there's that. But
I think it would also be a grand moment in his career that his last match was with his brother in a tag team match.
But we still don't know if it is his last match too because we thought.
I'm saying that's how it feels going in.
Yeah.
Well, and for my part, I am about 85% certain this will be Dustin Rhodes' last match.
Yeah. Because I was 85% certain at Double or Nothing, and he, Cody did the promo afterwards, so it's really tough.
Well,
but
I mean, to be fair, if you kind of looked into it a little bit more, Cody has said that he was going to go up against the Young Bucks, and he needed to choose a partner against them before that match even was announced.
yeah,
Well, it kind of became obvious that he was going to pick his brother if you really thought about it.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with what I want to happen, and I'm going to listen to my heart, which sometimes in life that's not the best thing to do sometimes. I'm going to go Cody and Dustin. I really want to see them get the win. It's the first time teaming together in, like, years, I think, since,
Since the WWE run.
Yeah, since Raw, when they broke up as a team when Cody attacked him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think the last match actually was against the New Day. Fun fact, which is kind of funny because it kind of shows you how much the New Day's really improved as an act since then. But yeah, I'm going with Cody and Dustin. I want to see them get the win. I want to see Dustin win his last match, and whatever Dustin does, if he transitions into a backstage role, if he comes back for another match. But I really want to see Cody and Dustin get the win, especially too. The Young Bucks, need to put somebody over because if they keep winning, then I think a lot of people will get kind of pissed because Cody's. You could say Cody hasn't put anybody over, but he's at least put over Darby Allin. Like even though he lost, he put that guy over. I think so.
And to be fair, that was his loss. Like he lost that fucking match.
Yeah, because he didn't get the win. Yeah,
right. Didn't get the win. So his winning streak is over.
Yeah. Because technically a tie is like not really a win, but not really a loss technically. So.
I mean, he didn't win the match, so it counts as a loss if you really think about it. If he got the win, it would have added to his win streak. But yeah, it personally for him would have counted as a loss.
I want to say it's them. My heart wants to go with them. But
your brain's telling you it's going to be the Young Bucks.
Yeah, it's going to be the Young Bucks. Because I remember saying that if Cody is going to win against Darby Allin, I remember it was going to be he was going to lose to Darby Allin.
So they could win. So they could win against.
Yeah, but he didn't really lose. So
neither did he win.
Yeah, I personally think Young Bucks are probably going to go away with a win. I thought that this was going to be Dustin's final match, and that's why I thought Cody was actually going to he was going to get the win against Darby, and he never did. He actually lost, so that's why I think the Young Bucks are going to, even though it was a draw, I think Young Bucks are going to win here, and I don't think Dustin's retiring anytime soon. And hell, if Jericho doesn't have to retire, I say Dustin doesn't.
No, I'm not saying that Dustin retires. I'm just saying if he was going to retire, this is an incredible match to end his career off.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm trying. Now, my one major defense with the Rhodes brothers fucking coming out with the win of this match is one really specific thing, and that's the fact that yes, Cody has the chair shot head injury. That's correct. Goldust is still fucking dealing with the his head getting caved in by Cody during the fucking match at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, storyline-wise.
But if they win, it's a huge. Even throughout injury, these two fuckers, when they're together, can still win a match.
True.
So that's one major. Like they're probably going to win this.
So now this is a tough one about who goes last. Do we have Casey go last, or do we have Michael Nikos go last? Casey hasn't gone last yet, so let's let Michael Nikos go next.
Oh, before I do, because I was making sure I had my predictions weren't too far off from my new DQ predictions, because sometimes I do that like an idiot. Owen, who did you pick?
Mine?
Yeah.
Cody and Dustin.
Okay, so you're with the Rhodes. All right, just checking.
So yeah, let's see who Michael Nikos has.
I would have to suggest that Cody and Dustin would win, and maybe afterwards they throw like a possibly retirement for Dustin. But if maybe Dustin may not get retired, maybe Cody will give him a pass or something. He'll allow him to keep his job. But I think it'd be more fitting if he just cut him loose, let him retire. I think it'd be only more fitting for him if he wins his final match, and that would be it for him. Just a great wrap up for his entire career. So I'm gonna have to go with Cody and Dustin for the win.
Roddy Piper come back from the dead, take fucking Goldust, beat his ass and throw him in the trunk, and then drive him down a fucking highway for like 2.5 hours.
But now
to recreate the OJ chase.
One last time.
But now Casey has the final prediction. He's either gonna leave James to himself, and he's the only one picking the Young Bucks, or he's gonna side with James. So let's see what he does.
Well, as I said earlier, I'm about 85% certain this is Dustin Rhodes' last match. And as just about everybody in this panel knows, Dustin is old school talent through and through. If this is his last match, more likely than not, he's going to put over the younger talent and make them look as good as he can while still getting himself over at the same time. This is one of the toughest calls I've ever made in my life. I've got to go with the Young Bucks here.
All right. So James, you're not alone. You have a friend.
All right, awesome. Good to know.
I just made it sound like James has no friends just based off one prediction, but whatever.
It's a hard prediction because it's one of the best main event matches that we're going to see for a long time because it's been built up as Dustin Rhodes' last fucking match.
This might be like I might be overrated hyping this. This might be the best tag team match we're ever going to see on like a pay-per-view.
I won't say that because you don't know what AEW
holds.
Dude, I got to tell you, after the triple threat TLC from X7 and the DIY revival tag match from Takeover Toronto, that's some high bars right there. And not only to mention the Double or Nothing tag with the Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks recently. I mean, there's a high bar that's been set.
And then they have to, set the bar with, Undisputed Era Mustache Mountain too, and that too. So, This could be maybe it won't be the best, but this might be a tag team match we'll talk about for a long time.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Now,
one way, Mike, 1 second. One way or another, across all 1, 2, 3 companies that are putting on events this weekend. Is that right?
Yeah, but I'm not watching one of them.
Yeah. Either way, across all 3 companies that are going to be putting on events this weekend, this is going to be a great weekend for tag team wrestling.
Yep, which is important.
Not even on the main roster because there's no real great tag team match on the main roster. So.
Yeah.
Takeover, on the other hand,
is there ever?
Well, there was no takeover.
Yeah, there's no takeover this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, no. The shows that are going on Saturday.
We've got Evolve. We've got Evolve.
It's the G1. Evolve, which I'm not watching because fuck WWE for even putting them in that position, and G1 Evolve, and then this show, the Fight for the Fallen show.
Yeah.
And then Sunday's Extreme Rules, which who could give a fuck?
Yeah. There's no great tag team wrestling on that show too, so.
Well, I think what Casey does mean, there is great tag matches on that card because the Revival are fighting the Usos on that card.
Yeah.
And I think there's
a triple threat match.
There's a tag match on there that there's like a 3-way tag between Heavy Machinery, New Day, and the Planeteers. But look, those matches aren't even going to come close to a 3-way tag on the show.
They're not.
And the Dustin and Cody versus the Young Bucks, it's not even going to fucking come close.
If the Revival Usos match was on NXT, it would, but it's not on NXT.
If the Revival Usos match was on NXT, it absolutely would, but...
Yeah.
Listen,
it's not on NXT, though.
Main roster WWE. Most of it, if not all of it, is going to end up getting disappointed because you go, why did it have to end in such a retarded manner?
Yep.
Why couldn't it be either a clean finish, a good finish, or even a slightly entertaining finish? Why did I have to sit there and go, great, I've already loaded another bullet into my revolver and I'm already thinking of pointing the fucking thing at my head?
Yeah.
Especially, too, because, main roster has a lot to, try to come back with, because with AEW being the day before. And I guess for some people...
They don't care.
Yeah.
Have a lot they have to come back with. You know for a fact that they don't care. But that's why the AEW exists, because they care, so the WWE doesn't feel like it has to, I guess.
Yeah. An Evolve show, go fuck yourself.
I don't even hate the Evolve. It's not Evolve I have a problem with. WWE is to blame on that.
Yeah.
Evolution.
Give me,
Evolution.
and like I said, I don't even think it's even the 10th anniversary. I think that's bullshit.
It's their 10th. It is their 10th anniversary if you count the company that they bought out in like 2002. I think it was like, it wasn't Frontier. It was like some weird company that they bought out. That's why they're counting it as the 10th anniversary.
Well, then it's not then. So.
Yeah, it's because of the company they bought, though.
Yeah. Well, you can't buy anniversaries, so.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's do the plug because everyone's mad now. So,
yeah. Okay. AEW is gonna be fun.
Before we even do the plug, I know how to get everybody excited, so nobody's pissed off, and everybody is happy.
Yes.
We're watching AEW.
Yeah.
This is going to be an incredible show. Whether the opening match is terrible, or hell, it could be slightly good, and we sit there and we go, yeah, but we didn't need it. I'd rather have one match on the card where I go, I mean, it was something. It wasn't great, but it was something. At least it filled the spot on the card. That's all.
You'd rather have one of those than a whole card full of that.
I'd rather have one spot filler match during a fucking pay-per-view than 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm going to say. Now, AEW does not seem like they're going to have that problem. They know where to put guys and how to put them in the right way and how to make them make sense because it's run by younger talent that's been in not 1, not 2, not 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, fucking 10 companies.
Yeah.
Know how each one works and what the positives and negatives of working in one side or the other. They're not stupid, especially since they're being run by the fucking sons of Dustin Rhodes, who was also a fucking owner and a promoter way back there in the territory days.
You mean
owner,
Dusty?
Promoter, booker?
Yeah, you mean Dusty, not Dustin.
Dusty Rhodes. My bad.
Yeah. Owner, promoter, WCW booker. He did it all, man.
Yeah.
He did it all, and that's what I'm trying to say. That you're not going to get the same. That's why when we were talking to Chris a while back, and I have to at least discuss this now, so it's just out there. He goes, you're not going to be AEW just because it has a couple pay-per-view events does not mean I'm going to sway my entire focus away from WWE. And I go, then you are lost.
Yeah, nothing against. Yeah, I love Chris, but I do think there's something's got to give when they fucked you guys over so many fucking times.
And here's the example. Yeah. And here's the example. Here's the thing I say, and admittedly, it does come from Mike himself. If a company that has had 2 shows, only one of which was an actual pay-per-view, the other one was broadcasted for free in the States on Bleacher Report Live. If one company with 2 shows can hook a guy who has not followed the wrestling scene since, what did you say, Mike? 2006?
2006. If you want accurate time, it would be around July 26, 2007 was the last WWE event I ever watched.
Yeah, you ever watched in full, yeah.
And I ever watched it.
And that was what?
That would be sometime in July, near the end of July. It was like
no.
Probably the Great American Bash.
Yeah, it would have been around Great American Bash time.
Okay. Yeah. So I can totally understand that there. But yeah, if you can hook that guy when you've had 2 shows and he's been out of the wrestling scene for 12 years.
Well, I've only watched, I'll be honest. The only thing that I've watched was like bits and pieces of fucking New Japan. And that's because it's New Japan because all their matches don't feel like they're filler fucking matches.
Yeah. But if you can hook that guy with 2 shows, that should tell you something about this company.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. And he's not the only one, by the way. Nikos is also one, and Casey's another who had barely watched wrestling in ages. And Nikos would before he started getting into the world of wrestling, he was more of a casual, and they got him into AEW.
Yeah.
I
was more of a casual.
I had completely given up on paying close knit attention to wrestling, even when you recruited me for WIW, James.
Yep.
There you go.
And I remember that.
So yeah, AEW is doing something right. And once they get a TV deal, yeah, the main roster's screwed. No one's watching WWE anymore.
Oh, yeah. So one last.
Chris Dodd's watching WWE.
The one last thing that I guess that we can do before we start plugging our shit is a quick update for the people out there. Hey, we're almost done with our booking
for the first year. For the first year.
Yes, we are. Because we've been going ham and then ham.
Yeah.
Which by the way, James, Mike, do you think we should get together Sunday afternoon over Skype or Discord or whatever and do a booking session that way? See what happens.
I would if I did not have a test.
What are you guys doing early tomorrow?
Early tomorrow, I'll probably be playing Final Fantasy 14.
I should be free.
Okay. Because what I'm thinking of is why don't we get together, at least do what we can, and then then we can head out and get all that other stuff done.
And Owen, if you want to join us, you can as well.
I gotta watch my mom's dog until around the afternoon-ish. I could still be I have to be picked up around 3:30, 4 o'clock-ish.
Okay, so the time in that case, Nikos gets out of work, then it's 3. So yeah, all right, that makes. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
If anything, Mike, we could save the booking for Monday.
No, I mean we could do it tomorrow. It's just we could do it here.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, but yeah, that's outside of the world of this. We gotta plug our stuff.
Let's do the plugs. Why don't we start with Nico's because he's got the least amount of. Actually, no. Let's do Mike first because he's got the least amount of stuff to plug. Actually,
you can follow me on Twitter at Hell's Warrior 25, and you can follow me on Instagram at Michael X 2099.
There you go. Now let's do Michael Nico's.
You can add me as a friend on Facebook. I might just set up a Twitter account and might probably get back my Instagram account if I free up enough storage. But yeah, for now, if you want, go on Facebook, add me as a friend. My name should be Michael Nikos. And there you have it.
If you want, we can set you up a whole bunch of stuff tomorrow before we get to the show.
All right, Casey, what do you have to plug?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at ctroop19 and at singingtankff14 for those who are into that kind of thing. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Channel name is Luke Lynch. Subscribe to me on follow and subscribe on Twitch. Channel name is Luke 12 Lynch. Not that much is happening over there, but hopefully at some point in the future I'll do something. Fuck if I know what it's going to be, but we'll see what happens.
James, because you can be quick.
You guys can find me on youtube.com and Twitter at jhubertside95, youtube.com/user/jhubertside95, and at jhubertside95. That's JHEBERTSIDE95. And if you guys want, check out a really cool show that pretty much every single person's a part of. It's called Weymouth Youth Wrestling. You guys could check that out on youtube.com/user/WYW Pride and watch Immortal. Try to get us to 1,000 views on all collective video. Check it out.
Are you almost to 1,000 views?
Get us to 1 million subscribers as well.
Yes, 1 million.
Are you almost to 1,000 views?
I think we're close to across all 3 videos. I think we're close to 800.
I could just watch it.
We're getting close to 750. I think we just got 725 now.
If you want, I could just go. I could just watch it a bunch of times on different channels and.
God damn it! Oh no.
Go create 1 million new accounts. Start subscribing.
All right, boys. Before we go, I have one piece of information.
Wait. I gotta do my plugs though.
Yeah, let Owen do his plugs.
Go right ahead, brother. I didn't know that we're all finished up.
Yeah, subscribe to my 3 YouTube channels: CM Brothers, Owen the Talkinator, and obviously this channel, Less Than Fortune 44. Live reactions for AEW Fight for the Fallen will be coming out. All of these guys plus Chris Dodd will be there. Possibly John Tuddy if he gets back.
Definitely. He already said he can't show up because I think he's going to New Hampshire.
Oh, okay, that sucks. So check that out. Next week, fantasy booking series, 3 parts. We're booking ECW from 06 all the way to 2008 or
no 2007.
Like the end of 2007.
ECW One Night Stand 06 to ECW One Night Stand 2007.
Any chance I might be able to get in on this? I've got a few free days.
You may. It all depends on when Mike, myself, and Owen can free up our schedule. We'll keep you posted.
I'll just say this: not doing anything Tuesday. Well, I have a doctor's appointment, but after that, free the entire day. So let's shoot for like Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days in a row. Boom.
Yes.
Can I be a part of this?
Now, Mike, what
do
were
you
you about
want
to say?
Do you want to be a part of it, Nikos?
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll see all of us in the house videos, I guess.
We'll have to figure out how to make that work too, because yeah, we'll have to figure out how to make that work too with a bunch of people on for like a booking video. So
yeah, true.
We'll figure it out though. But yeah.
Well, if the 3 of us can usually come to a consensus on the direction we want to take WYW, I don't see why 5 of us can't why 5 of us can't come to that same consensus on a year's worth of ECW.
Yeah.
I booked most of the year already before you guys pretty much started getting involved. So
well, yeah, we can. You can go through it with all of us tomorrow.
Yeah, take us through to where you stopped, and then we'll see what we can do from there.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Now, Mike, what were you about to say?
Chris Jericho, most of Chris Jericho's fucking characteristics are just Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Because he's always asking for a thank you. Yep.
Oh, I'm literally being serious.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean that I'm also Dennis, consider the fact that I have Lionheart as my trademark?
No, you are not. You are not guy that went into closet, found the ugliest fucking scarf and made a gimmick out of it. You also
the gimmick got over.
Said, I can use this.
Hey, in fairness, at least Jericho's reinvented himself a lot.
Fair point.
Dude, I can't wait till he finds the soup can that he's hid in the back of his cupboard for 4 years. Can't wait till he pulls it out and goes, oh, my new name is Chris Chicken Noodle Jericho.
And he'll get it over if anybody can.
He will get it over. Do not test this man.
He got a list over. He got a list over.
He got a friggin' clipboard over.
Yeah.
The best.
All right. You guys have a good night.
We did it.
See ya,
buddy.
Good night. God bless. Arrivederci.
Don't drink your teeth.
Don't drink your teeth.
Arrivederci.